A very interesting study came out that I wanted to talk about with guns and immigration. When you think guns and immigration, you think, oh, there's an immigrant and he's, possession of a gun, they're committing crimes, they're shooting people. That's not what I want to talk about, because that's the only thing that people think about when you think about guns and immigration, right? Mm-hmm. You don't really think about guns and immigration another way. And it all came up, I started reading about this when Vice President Kamala Harris was visiting Guatemala and Mexico to meet the local leaders and to help address the root causes of undocumented migration. People, migrating up from Central America through Mexico, running across the border without inspection, those without visas. Now, the agenda on Kamala Harris's trip was economic development of Guatemala, of Honduras, El Salvador, Mexico. We even talked a little bit about it the other day. Nesquik and I, Yo-Yo was kind of agreeing, food insecurity, housing insecurity, strengthening the rule of law in many of these Central American countries, as well as Mexico. When they're leaving these countries, their ultimate destination is the United States. Mm-hmm. Now, we've talked about in the past, this is all going to come full circle, 1 second. We talked about in the past how also people are leaving because of violence, right, Nesquik? We said there's violence everywhere, but we were talking about El Salvador, Nicaragua, being more of a violent country, Guatemala more economic insecurity. Now, according to Doctors Without Borders, 62% of people who arrive at the Mexican-United States border to either apply for asylum or try to sneak in without inspection say that they have experienced violence in their lives in the last 2 years. That's 6 out of 10 people. What's interesting is that 3/4 of families with kids arriving at the border, 75%, 3 out of 4, say they're leaving their countries because of violence, including forced recruitment by gangs, which was a key reason for leaving. Now, where does this all come back to guns? 70% of all the firearms seized by law enforcement in Mexico, 42% of the firearms seized in Guatemala were purchased in the United States of America. So here we have a situation where people are leaving violent countries, being forced to be recruited by gangs, and yet the violence is coming from guns purchased in America, smuggled down through Mexico, Guatemala, El Salvador, Nicaragua. People are terrified. They leave because of the violence, and then they come to the border, and then the United States has to hire men with shields and badges with guns to stop them from coming in. Now, the flow of guns into Central America, it's known as the Iron River, and it's vast. According to Mexican Foreign Ministry, 200,000 guns are trafficked from the United States into Mexico each year. 500 illegal guns purchased in America, most likely legally, smuggled into Mexico illegally. Now, the United States doesn't publish each day. 500.
Each day, 500 each day.
Legally purchased, smuggled across the border. Now, the United States doesn't publish any of these statistics. And although gun smuggling did not really hit the news in terms of Vice President Kamala Harris's agenda, a spokesperson for the State Department did tell CNN that the State Department is committed to working with Mexico to reduce the amount of illicit firearms. BS. Nobody's doing anything about guns. Nobody is doing anything about guns.
It's not a priority for them.
Yeah. Adam Isaacson, Director for Defense Oversight at the Washington Office for Latin America, a research and advocacy organization based in the United States, says he believes that the fiercely debated issue of gun control in the United States is one of the main reasons why leaders spend little time on the issue of guns being trafficked abroad. Okay? So nobody is going to say, stand up for gun control and then say, I'm going to stand up for gun control because I'm worried about violence in another country we can't even get gun control for violence in America.
Right.
But it's the violence of legal guns purchased in America, smuggled across the border, that scares migrants to come to the border, that we have to spend billions of dollars building walls, hiring guys with shields, scaring the hell out of everybody, making them feel unwelcome, and sticking a gun in their face saying you can't come.
Right. That just, when you say it out loud like that, it like all comes full circle.
It's full circle. Now, another reason is that most gun regulations, they're different from state to state. And federal officials responsible for foreign policy, international relations, they don't have any influence on what states sell to who and when. Some states have very lax gun control, other states much different. Thanks for watching. For more Brad Show Live, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.